So welcome back to Etihad Stadium. Only moments away before the commencement. Essendon holds a 20-point lead and brings to an end the halftime wrap for Sheen panel service. And we heard from Nat Edwards. St Kilda 2-point margin over Melbourne. And Brisbane off to a bright start against the Dockers. Lead 14 points to nothing early in the first quarter. Quick word, Lingy, before you, Matthew.
Please keep going the way it's been going. I've enjoyed it. Contested possession's the one that North Melbourne have got to get back in their favour.
Third quarter brought to you by Robot Building Supplies.
And we are underway here in the second half, and Goldstein is in there, couldn't take it. Bill Chambers was the man who cleared the congestion. He kicked it out wide. Guelphy leading in the race. McDonald wearing him well. Guelphy kept on going, paddles it to the boundary line, and it's over, and we're going to have a throw in.
Yeah, Ben Cunnington only one possession in the second quarter. The pace of the game simply didn't suit him. He's one of the great contested players of the last 15 years, if not with Cripps, the best two in the game at the moment, and he would love a little bit more of this stuff.
Yeah, I just wonder what sort of pace this second half is going to be. It was so good to watch in the first half. Guelphy wins it from the throw-in. Got a handball to Langford, who dropped it. Getting involved, Heppel to Merritt. And now to Stringer, who's having a good day. And that's a good bullet pass as well to Fantasia, who was on the move, and Fantasia takes the mark 49 out.
I think Jakey might be feeling it at the moment.
He's a great burst player, isn't he? He gets it, and that's a little 10-metre burst. And he can break a game open, Stringer, when he's in a mood and he's got a hungry appetite like he looks to have today. This might be Jakey's day for a little bag of five.
Yep. Well, this open sort of attacking game, it's his go, isn't it, Jake Stringer?
He likes it.
So Fantasia on the runway now. He's going to kick from just beyond the 50. Looks okay. And it gets there. A goal to Fantasia. That's his fourth goal to start it for the Bombers in the second half, as they go to 14-6-90 North Melbourne, 10-4-64 the margin, 26 as we get down the boundary side, Mick Warner.
While he was lining up for that goal, Ben Cunnington casually came over to the bench and asked the doctor to put his badly dislocated finger back in, which he did. Now he's run back to the centre bounce. He's pretty tough, that voice.
If you look up the definition of a cat's head in the dictionary, it's just got Ben Cunnington's head next to it. How hard is he?
Yeah, just those winters in Cobden. Growing up, he just would have been as tough as tough.
That would have been the end of you, Lingy. Dislocated finger.
Essendon out. Third quarter for Robot Building Supplies. Essendon out to a 26-point lead.
I'd have the blanket over the knees right now.
14-6-90 to 10-4-64. Play restarts middle of the ground. Bell Chambers the tap. Oh, Merritt, great work. Ground level, quick hands. Heppel long to the forward pocket. Mitch Brown is there. Also Tarrant. And the ball goes out of bounds. Deep in the forward pocket, Cameron with Essendon not only holding a 26-point lead, but they're going to get the ball thrown in about 30 around from their goal.
Yeah, straight away it's been Essendon. Couple of contested ball wins, couple of clearance wins. They've kicked the one goal already and another inside 50. They're all over them.
So Goldstein taps front of the pack. McDonald, handball. Half-back Cunnington had it and lost it. Picked up by Merritt. Quick hands to Guelphy. Tumbles one, but just put a bit too much on it. Richo ball out on the full free kick, North Melbourne back pocket.
Well, good start. Exactly what the Bombers wanted. Got the first goal, got it in their half of the ground, got a great setup now. Things are looking good for the Bombers here.
They lead by 26. Tarrant with the kick. Down the line he goes, and Guelphy got there and just knocked it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Just lacking a bit of spark at the moment. Higgins has died out of the game. Cunnington, as we've been talking, he's not providing anything. They need someone to light it up. Zeebel's around this stoppage. He's gone onto the ball. Can he get something going? They need it.
Ball thrown back into play. Phil Chambers won that one down. Guelphy takes it and was able to get the handball out to Heppel. Now to Merritt. Rapid-fire handball went straight to Zeebel. Rushed it onto the boot. To the wing it goes. It's a bouncing footy. Getting back is Ambrose. Wood was wearing him well. Anderson picks it up for North Melbourne, gives it back to Mason Wood. He kicks it now to the top of the goal square. There's nothing back there for North, and Hawker gets back and takes the mark for the Bombers.
Didn't think his way through that. Sorry, Tone.
Yep, no, got enough options to get out. He went to Goddard, whose kick found McDonald, Tip and Woody at half-back for Essendon. Bell Chambers, perfect position to take the mark. Simpkin, though, provided the spoil. Ball came out, found its way to Zeebel. Quick hands through traffic, North Melbourne going forward, but unable to get there. Anderson. Merritt playing a beauty. Handball's middle of the ground. Sard, quick hands out to McDonald. Tip and Woody broke a tackle and gave up a handball. Mitch Brown, he's got a runner outside in McGrath as Essendon stream forward. Free kick Stringer every day of the week.
That was Scotty Thompson.
I can't believe it.
See,
Play's gone on, advantage paid, goal to the Bombers, and Bagley just pounced on it. And all of a sudden, this game, if it wasn't over at half-time, according to some, is near enough over now, according still to some. It is 15-6-96 Essendon. North Melbourne 10-4-64 for Robot Building Supplies.
well, Tone, you did call it, and I think you're right. They don't look to have any spark at the moment. Their defence today, this is the number one defence over 15 rounds, the first 14 rounds, and they've been exposed one-on-one today. They have not been able to cope with the pace of Fantasia and Stringer. Scotty Thompson, that was a big free kick to give away. Didn't really need to do it, but he's under the pump and he panicked.
I've got to say, I don't think advantage should be paid in that
That wasn't advantage. No.
Everybody else had stopped.
Poor decision.
32 points the margin. Higgins out of the middle for North Melbourne. They need something. Mason Wood takes it. He kicks it to the forward pocket. Cruel bounce that time for Ben Brown as it bounces through for a minor score. And they go to 10-5-65 the Kangaroos. 15-6-96 the Bombers.
Yeah, round the grounds for Europe Car Cam. It is Brisbane 2-2-14. Fremantle 3 behind. It's about the 20-minute mark first quarter.
Let's see if North Melbourne can slow Essendon's ball movement now.
Back into play. Dorr couldn't take the mark. And he's got some high contact, in fact.
This is...
hang on, he's paying it to Essendon. That's got to be... Yeah, okay, good. Sorry, umpire
pointed the wrong way.
North have got to peg something back here. This is a tight race. They don't want to get blown away here, and it's got the look of that at the moment.
So Dorr with the free. He's outside the 50. He just puts it up, hoping that Siebel can run and jump. Couldn't take it. Had two to beat that time. McGrath handball to Devon Smith, who goes with the clearing kick, and Myers is able to take the mark at right half-back.
Cam, can you tell us the Essendon use of handball looks superlative today?
Oh, it does. And they've got someone who's free, can then use the ball and get a great exit. Disposal-wise at the moment, Essendon 40 more possessions than North Melbourne and 115 kicks, 118 handballs. So they are using the handball a lot, Tone, and using it effectively.
Yeah, well, red offensive error as Hurley went across goal. It was a grubber. Bouncer eluded Heppel, and the result is it's thrown in 35 around from North Melbourne's goal, southern end. Bell Chambers, the tap. Seemingly Essendon first to react. To Hearn, though, through traffic, the late replacement for Jacobs. And you cannot, Richo, underestimate what a significant blow that is pre-game to North Melbourne.
Well, yeah. Zach Merritt, the man he would have got, Richo, sorry to jump
best
in.
On ground.
22 touches.
Not best on, but most disposals on the ground.
Ball at half forward attacking 50 for North Melbourne. Goldstein, the tap. Well done, though, that time then by Ambrose. The good handball found its way to Heppel. It's on the deck at the moment, but Smith followed up. Then, under pressure, provided a great tackle that time on Williams and forced a neutral play. Ball goes out of bounds when North could have broken. Well done, Devon Smith. Ball's on the wing. Right underneath the 3RW 5AA 6BR commentary box. Sunday footy for McDonald's. It's a beauty here at Etihad. 8 minutes gone, third quarter. Essendon 96, North Melbourne 65.
Ball back into play. Goldstein wins that one. Down comes to Goddard, though. To Merritt and out of Dyson to Heppel. He's on the dockside wing, looks up, and he kicks it straight to Scott Thompson. Couldn't take it low down, though, Thompson. He goes Anderson flashing through. He went without it. Myers in there as well. Ahern got it out to Clark. Clark now for North Melbourne. Kicks the half forward. Ben Brown comes up. Good spoil hooker on him. Waiting down is Merritt. He's clamped in the tackle by Wood, and it's holding the ball.
He can't get separation off hooker today, Betty Brown. That's not advantage.
Paid the advantage again. Hooker.
No, that's not advantage.
He is able to round it up.
You've got to be able to recall that. Sorry, Matty. You have to be able to recall that.
Well, the kick went to hooker. No, I reckon Clark played on. He knew it was a free and he went for broke. Merritt at half-back. That is magnificent stuff. Brilliant handball on for McKenna. Found Heppel, just overcooks it going forward. Defensive mark, defensive 50. North Melbourne hold up, but at the moment they trail by 31 points. Robot Building Supplies scoreboard after 9 minutes. It's 96-65 Essendon's way.
This is Murphy to Goldstein. Takes the mark on the wing. Kicks to the corridor. Higgins to Ahern, who was running past inside the 50, low ball. Wood was able to take it on the half volley handball to Clark. He straightens up, kicks, and he's goal. He's got it. So finally a goal for North Melbourne. And the Kangaroos move to 11-5-71 on the Robot Building Supply scoreboard. The Bombers are 15-6-96, 9-minute mark, third quarter.
Better ball movement there by the Bombers. It took a Todd Goldstein mark. Good strong grab. He played on quickly, and that opened up the corridor. I was almost going to jump in with they've got to use the ball better inside forward 50 when the kick to Mason Wood missed. But fortunately, clean pick-up. Gave it off to Clark. They finished with a goal anyway. But they're just not quite nailing their targets when they go forward.
So it is North Melbourne with still a lot to do. And this race from 6th down to about 12th now, should North Melbourne go under today, becomes so tight. 7 and 8 wins are stacked there. Stringer doing some work in the middle of the ground. Got a handball away to Heppel. Just took a little off it and the kick was excellent. To half forward it goes. Fantasia has 4 for the Bombers today. He awaits, surveys what's on offer up the field. And now he's going to go long to a contest. 30 out, Essendon deep into attack. At the back hooker, not in the race that time. Ground level win though as Collier tried to knock it forward. Read though by Robbie Tarrant. Tarrant got it to McDonald. McDonald's long kick. Now they've got a 2-on-1 on the wing here. Ben Brown's got the ball. Can he move it on quickly? No, he's going to have to slow play it to the middle of the ground, but North have possession.
They do, and that's a Hearn who got the kick away. The mark taken by Rovat. Forward of the wing, wants to go. He kicks the centre-half forward for Cunnington, who takes the mark. He wants to get on with business as well. And he goes wide for McDonald, maybe too wide. He's able to round it up, though, before it went out. He went back to Rovat, little short pass, back to McDonald. D with a good tackle. And he
out of bounds,
took it out.
Matty.
Good work, D. A lunging tackle, forced it out of bounds. We're going to have a throw-in.
He's done well, Matty D, leaving Richmond. Couldn't get a game at the Tigers, come across to the Bombers and in and out of the team, but he's really established himself in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, Robot Building Supplies scoreboard, 25-point lead to Essendon. 12 minutes, third quarter, ball at attacking 50 for North Melbourne. Goldstein, the sideways flip, read though by McGrath, having a beauty. Has a bounce, sidestep Clark of North Melbourne. Goes to the City side wing. Who's he got out there? Myers is one, Dawes another. Both go to ground. Ambrose gets back, halfback, tackled by Wood. Tried to get a kick away, play on the call. 65 out, North Melbourne's goal. Hurley arrives, throws it onto the boot to a contest. Mitch Brown is there, tries a little toe poke. It's going to end up with North Melbourne. Clark had it, handball away to Dorr. He's tackled, put it on the deck, but there's a free kick before that. Going North Melbourne's way.
Little bit of a momentum swing. They're just starting to get back into it now, North. It's going to take them the rest of the game if they catch up, but just got to do it bit by bit. This is a bit better.
Well, he couldn't take it. Comes to Goddard, who clears it, and Heppel. He takes the mark at right half back. What are his numbers, boys? Dyson Heppel, the skipper.
Good quarter, 8 touches this quarter. Matty, 20 for the game.
So Dyson Heppel kicks it to the City side wing, and McKernan, I reckon it's going to be
Mitch Brown.
Mitch Brown to end up with it. There was a little shove in that pack, and Mitch Brown ends up with a free kick for the Bombers. Where's he going to go? There's nothing up the line, so he goes back to Matt D, who defers back inside defensive 50 to Hurley. Looked to be switching the play initially. Goes to the bowl kick to the corridor, turnover. Mason Wood got there.
Slowed him down.
And Mason Wood puts it inside the 50, and a row that he's able to drag down the mark, and he will play on as well across to McDonald. McDonald will just wander into goal, and he kicks another one. So a couple of goals on the bounce for North Melbourne. As they start to work back some momentum and slow it down a tad, the Kangaroos go to 12-5-77, Essendon 15-6-96.
Getting nervous down there, Tone?
Not at all. Not at all. 2 goals each last time I looked at the scores for the quarter. 13 minutes gone. But to be fair, the zip and the ball movement hasn't diminished in the third quarter when we expected it might have.
No, you're right. And North Melbourne, they have shifted the momentum, but it's still pinging around a bit, the ball, and a couple of crucial turnovers, and nice finish by Luke McDonald.
They did hold them right up, though, and forced the turnover that time. So that's the mantra now for the next 45 minutes for North Melbourne.
Back to 19 points. Bell Chambers the tap. North Melbourne to clear a Hearn. Long to full forward. Ben Brown at front. Knocked away. Front of the pack. Win by Matt D. Handball goes to Sard. He's had a bounce. He'll take him on. Gave a quick handball off to Goddard. Luke one to the wing. Fantasia's making him chase. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. He will go short and keep it low. On the bounce. Stringer can't get there. He's over the ball.
He's paid the mark.
He's paid the mark.
No, he definitely marked that.
Let's just have a look at the Yarra Valley and Croydon Toyota replay.
He definitely got it, I reckon.
Yes, I agree with you, Matthew. Good call. Well umpired. Mark to Jakey Stringer.
And Scott Thompson just made sure he just fell into him. He's 5 metres off him. Yeah, that's it, Scotty. Just fell on top of him.
He can make everything look like an accident, can't he?
He graduated with honours from the University of Brian Lake.
Yeah, he did.
Stringer, he's had a good game to get Essendon to do 100 at the 14-minute mark of the third quarter. Pushed left. And one behind.
Just that last play highlights when you've got quick players who take the game on, how quickly you can go coast to coast.
15-7-97 Essendon, North Melbourne 12-5-77 around the grounds. It is a 22-point margin. The Brisbane Lions way over the Dockers. Minute 40. That's for Europe Cup. A minute 40 to quarter time and doing it very well, it must be said.
Tarrant brings it back into play. Cunnington takes the mark at half back and gets on with things. He goes to Zeeble. And Zeeble will look to the dockside wing here. He glances inside. I don't know what he's going to go with that kick. No, I think he's going to do the safer thing and go short. Well, it's in between kick, really. And Langford able to chop it off. Handball to Devon Smith, who's running at pace. He puts it inside the 50. His man wasn't ready for it that time. Is that Fantasia going down there with, could be a shoulder injury. We'll keep an eye on that. And now it's going to be a Hearn.
Fantasia, but he is up.
Hearn takes a bounce and he kicks it to half forward. Robe at the target. And Saad gets there and kills it over the boundary line. And we're going to have a throw in 50 metres around from North Melbourne's goal.
Mick, can we have an injury update for Morris Blackburn Lawyers?
Yeah, that was just a corky for Fantasia. He's okay. Just on that first half, highest scoring of any match since 2009.
Extraordinary stuff here at the Etihad Stadium as the umpire tosses it back into play. Goldstein able to slap it down. Higgins wriggles out of the tackle. Could have got a bit of high contact. Nothing doing. Tarrant inside the 50. Ben Brown got it.
Great hands.
What a mark that was. Big Ben Brown with the mark, and he'll go back and line up.
Degree of difficulty there, Richo. That is near impossible to mark that.
9.95 because you've got Hooker all over you like a cheap suit. You've got to take it out in front at pace. That is a great mark.
And the ball wasn't spinning well either.
It wasn't a great drop punt. Gee, this angle is tight, but if anyone can kick it, it'll be Ben Brown.
Yep, he's already kicked one today. Ben Brown, as you said, from an acute angle. Moves in. We'll kick it from 45 metres, and that one is going across the face and through for a minor score. Kangaroos go to 12.
Oh, no.
Bad kicking.
No.
And it's a mark that time to a Hearn. Continue on in the lower, boys.
Well, gee, that was never on. That's a little brain fade.
That was from McKenna. Intercept mark to a Hearn, 20 out. Continue on in your lower voice.
That was a brain fade.
So,
from McKenna. Kicking
here we
in.
go. This is North Melbourne, 3 consecutive goals. They trail at the moment by 19 points in this rollicking, wonderful afternoon of Australian rules. For their 13th goal, it ball's on its way, no problems at all. 13-6-84 North Melbourne, Essendon 15-7-97 for Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it for all your building supplies, and Lingy, R-O-B-O-T, Robot.
Richo,
Yes.
I sense someone in this box is just getting slightly nervous.
Is it getting hot in here? Because Tone seems to have a bead of sweat on his forehead. Paul Ahern, he's had a good quarter. 7 disposals. He's the one who intercept marked that off the kick in. McKenna just made a mistake. It was never on. He came down the middle of the ground. He just hung it in the air, and Hearn, that was an easy intercept for him. So North Melbourne now are just starting to get back into the territory where will the Bombers keep taking the game on, or do they go into their shells? They've got to keep going quick.
3W footy for Maccas. Margin back to 13 points in favour of the Bombers. Back in the middle, Goldstein wins it down. McDonald, Tippin Woody. He's able to shark it there for the Bombers, and he kicks to half forward. That's a good mark to Brown. Mitch Brown takes it. Jumps to his feet quickly, looks up. He's got a short one on, and that's Langford. And alert to that, he was Mitch Brown, and Langford will go back and line him up from 49.
You saw what I saw. Ryan Clark was 2 metres away after the mark had been taken, running away from it. That would have been 50 yesterday. No risk.
Yes.
No risk.
Yes. No, that is
There he
true.
is.
I'm glad it wasn't though. We've said we don't want those ones.
It didn't affect anything. Good call.
Correct.
So Kyle Langford now for the Bombers. From 49 metres, he lets it go, starts it right, and that's where it stays, and sails through for a point as they go to 15-8-98, Essendon 13-6-84, North Melbourne.
And North go very, very short on the kick in. right, took the mark, quick hands off. The clearance from Williams. Didn't like a bit of contact after the kick. To the wing it goes. Sard's there. He's tackled. He's going nowhere. And the ball to be tossed up. Robot Building Supply scoreboard. Essendon 98. North Melbourne 84. Ball near enough on the wing. The clearance for North Melbourne. Anderson towards Wood.
Good
who's
mark.
Taken a 2-grabber. That time in front of Ambrose.
He's got to think through this time.
North are just starting to get the run in the legs. This time they're going to go short. But Scotty Thompson's got it. And anything can happen. He goes long. That's a beautiful kick. Absolutely took the weight off it. McGrath was expecting him to go longer. Dumont front of the pack has it. 30 metres out. And this is a chance now for 3 consecutive goals to North Melbourne.
And this is where a forward line works well together. Ben Brown was fighting with Carl Hooker to try and get position to lead. I reckon a couple of Essendon defenders became very Brown conscious watching him, which left Dumont completely free inside 50. Great kick to him as well.
14 points to deficit, North Melbourne. Dumont should goal 30 out dead in front. And he missed. 13-7-85, North Melbourne. Robot Building Supply scoreboard. 20 into the third quarter. Essendon leads 15-8-98. St Kilda by 2 points earlier today. Quarter time for Europe Car. It is Brisbane by 17 points over the Dockers.
There's Saar bringing it back into play. McKernan couldn't take it. Ground level is Dyson Heppel trying to thump it out. Dumont there as well, trying to make amends for that kick. He's laying the tackle. Umpire will have it.
Great effort.
Bell Chambers was fabulous last week. Goldie was great. Who's winning that battle today?
Pretty even, I reckon. No, some of Goldie's taps have been amazing.
Here's Heppel again. He's able to fashion a handball through congestion to McGrath. McDonald tip and Woody is in trouble. Got a handball away though. Picked up Matt D. Kept his head. Handball to McGrath. McGrath goes with a clearing kick. Went over the head of McMillan and just tumbling out as Fantasia was about to get on his bike when you have a throw in.
Mick Warner on the boundary line. Morris Blackburn Lawyers. Any injury concerns either team?
No, Steve Hocking was here watching the first half. He's left. I suspect he's gone to AFL House to get that starting positions document through the shredder.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
what
Mick.
should happen? 13 points. Essendon leads. Goldstein, fabulous tap to Ahern. McGrath is having a brilliant quarter for the Bombers. Wins another touch. Bad bounce that time on Tarrant. Allows McKernan to run in. 55 has a bounce. 45. Squares it unselfishly. Great defensive effort though. The North Melbourne team will hold up. The handball that time from McDonald. Goes back to McMillan. Then to Tarrant, who takes it at halfback when a certain goal. Look, McKernan did the right thing there, boys. No risk at all. No, I disagree with you, Tone. I don't think he did the right thing, as a matter of fact. He should have blazed it.
No, he didn't. He had time and space to just run in and kick a goal there, and he was too unselfish. Sometimes he has too much time to think about what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's an instinct player.
He is an instinct
Luke
player.
McDonald, half back towards wing up. Big leak, can't take it. Staying down this time, Heppel battling hard, tries to get it to McDonald, Tip and Woody comes up with it. Then he somehow flipped it out. Bell Chambers stripped of the football that time then by Anderson. Anderson goes again for North Melbourne. Handball over the top. More hoping. Goddard takes it, threw it away red hot. North Melbourne turn it over and Wood's got the ball.
Inside the 50, a one-handed attempt by Higgins, unsuccessful. Rovat from the pocket goes with a centering kick. There's no mark to Simpkin. Ball hits the deck. Bombers work it out. Good work, McKenna. He got the handball away, and Myers is off to the races with a couple of bounces. He runs it to half-back, and now he kicks to half-forward. A little bit of an in-between kick. Molly Williams goes to ground, allows Langford for the Bombers to square it up. That's a poor kick now, Majak Dor. He was suited better by it and took the mark for North Melbourne and goes to Anderson, who slows things down at half-back.
Yeah, happy to slow it down. 98-85. Essendon leads. North Melbourne have it at half-back. Luke McDonald on the end of a pass. He goes long from half-back to half-forward. Ben Brown a long, long way out. Takes it. Plays on quickly. He's passed. Well knocked down that time then as Hooker. Middle of the ground. Merritt's got it. Quieter this quarter. But everyone's just been running from the get-go. Nice to slow it down. Short to McDonald. Tip and Woody. Middle of the ground for the Bombers. 3 minutes 58 to go of this wonderful contest. McGrath, who has played out of his skin this quarter, takes the mark, squares. Dockside wing to D. They're trying to stretch North Melbourne. Goes 25 up the ground. Heppel's got it. Now long inside attacking 50. He is waiting at the back. Bell Chambers can't get it. Front of the pack. Zeeble through traffic delivers a good handball. Got it to right. Kick was partially smothered. Bounce favours Ryan Clark. Opposite back pocket on the City side. 50-metre kicks a beauty. Ben Brown, halfback for North Melbourne, has the footy.
He has provided an outlet a couple of times, which is so important there, Ben Brown. Oh, he's hung that up.
He has too high, too much hang time. Anderson couldn't take it. McKenna can inside the 50, straight to Tarrant, though, who spills it. Ben Brown is able to get the kick away. Back to the wing it goes. Hurley suits him. He takes it on the bounce, and he goes short to Langford, who takes it forward of the City side wing. He goes short to Stringer. Still 2 kicks out from goal. Stringer inside 50, poor entry, and Ben Brown again is back there to take the mark for the Kangas.
It's just half back to half forward, back to half back.
Everyone's cooked, I think.
Yeah. It is 13 points is Essendon's lead. Robot Building Supplies third quarter 98-85.
Look, there's a few statues out there at the moment.
Yeah.
They are not moving. This is funny.
As Wright tries to find a man. Goddard, though, waited at the back. Took it, a little kick to Heppel. Now, he grabbed it on the half-volley. He's tackled. He's trying to get rid of it. He did eventually. McGrath floats one to full forward. Lot of pushing taking place. Scotty Thompson's there. Shrugged one. He'll get the kick away from half-back almost toward the wing. Wood at the back. Big ball to be won.
This downfield, Tone.
Oh, I was going to either that or North Melbourne free. The other way, I thought Wood got one high. Mason Wood gets one over the shoulder.
Guess who the late contact was on, Tone?
Scotty Thompson. Always is.
So Wood gets it to McDonald. He's running through the heart of Etihad Stadium. Gives the handball to Tarrant. Tarrant just presses pause for a moment and then comes back into Anderson, who's got it inside the centre square, half forward. As they're on the attack, the Kangaroos. Back out to McDonald. He's outside the 50. Oh, he's kicked smothered nicely that time by McDonald. Tipping Woody. He flicks away to Langford. Goes to the clearing kick. Smashed back down again. Kangas still a chance here. McMillan, Jamont edges out of the tackle. Lost it though in that exchange. And Stringer just sinks the slipper into it and it sails out on the full. And it's a North Melbourne ball out there on the wing. The margin 13 in favour of the Bombers there. 15-8-98. The Kangas are 13-7-85.
If you can kick one out on the full, Lee, that was a good one to kick out on the full by Stringer because North Melbourne had lined up to take the footy.
Gee, Goldie's got a bit of space.
He has indeed. He takes the mark. This time dockside wing. Oh, Todd Goldstein had been booed as anyone's guess. Just a little 20-metre pass toward the middle of the ground and right of North Melbourne has it.
One more chance here, North, I reckon.
Yeah, to Goldstein just forward of the wing.
So late contact at the end of the second quarter, Tone might have stirred them up a little bit.
All right.
He's a birthday boy, though. Turned 30 today.
So high kick inside attacking 50. North Melbourne into attack. Brown fifth up, can't get it. Front of the pack, Mason Wood shoots out a handball. Anderson knocked it. McGrath again gets another kick away. Essendon have held up under enormous pressure this quarter. It's coming back in a matter of moments as Wright's got the ball. And Scott Thompson, he goes out wide on the bounce. McMillan's got it.
It's just one-step kicking. Everyone is exhausted.
to Tarrant, one step again. Long at the back. Higgins has got it. Fourth in line, ball carried. And it's a tough shot for this North Melbourne star.
The clock's running. He's got 29 seconds. He's not going to know that. If he plays on...
Well...
No, he's got to kick it before... So we'll have time regardless.
Okay.
It's going to be the last kick, though, and a big one it is.
It's a tough shot. He is 40 metres out. It is a tight angle coming in from half forward right to the southern end. Highly skilled. Comes in. Last kick of the third quarter. It looks shallow. And one behind results. And Lingy and Richard always from that pocket there, that sort of city side pocket coming into that southern end, that always seems to be shallow. A reason?
Yeah, well, there is the gap down there that gets the left to right slider going. Maybe that affects it down, coming down the middle of the ground a little bit. Pushes them left that end.
End of the third quarter, all for Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it for all your building supply needs. Essendon, whose lead at half-time was 20 points, is down to 12 points. 15-8-98, North Melbourne 13-8-96. Got a fabulous last quarter coming up, continuing on what's been a great day so far. St Kilda winning by 2 points up at the MCG for Europe Car. Brisbane Lions, early stages, second quarter, have a 17-point lead over the Dockers. All to play for both sides here, the way the results have gone this round. Essendon takes a 12-point lead into the last quarter, all thanks to McDonald's. You're listening to 3RW Football.